I'll talk a little bit more about that because I have a story. My brain is everywhere. I just don't want to ruin this cute little bee. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm so excited to be doing a bit of a chatty get ready with me. So I'm going to talk to you guys about some stuff I've been going through in the last couple of months, some highs, some lows. I'm also like struggling a little bit, but I'm also thriving at the same time, if that makes any sense. But I also wanted to try the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. I did get this on the day it launched. It actually got to me the day before I left on vacation. I'll talk to you a little bit about it as I'm applying it. So I thought instead of doing a whole dedicated review, I would talk to you guys chatty get ready with me style. So I don't really open up a whole lot on my channel like about my personal struggles, but I thought I would start doing that because people tend to vibe with people that actually like are a little bit more open about their struggles and stuff. Anyway, if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and let's get into this video. Okay, so I'm actually going to start off with the eyes and I'm going to go in with the Pat McGrath palette that I haven't used yet. I can't wait to just talk to you guys. The chatting part will come up in a bit. I have so much to say, so much to update you guys on, and just kind of like vent a little to my online friends, my online little community here. But before I do, I just really do want to like give my undivided attention to this palette since I have not used it yet. This is the palette. I love the packaging. I love that it's made in Italy. Palettes that are made in Italy are usually on a whole other level. I'm a swatch. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but my arm is peeling and I don't understand why. Maybe I got a little sunburn in Florida. I also got a new tattoo and it's completely like healing at the moment. It's so itchy and it's like peeling as well. I'm obsessed with this tattoo. It's basically Saturn with my big three signs, and I love it so much and it was so much fun. And honestly, I want to get like a billion more tattoos. I haven't gotten a tattoo in years, so it was about time I got one. It was kind of on a whim, but it was really exciting. I'll talk a little bit more about that because I have a story. I do want to compare the new Bridgerton palette to the old Bridgerton palette. I don't think I mentioned this. This collection got delivered the day before I left, but because it got delivered so late at night, like 7 p.m., I was like, I could not, because I had to prepare to leave at 6 in the morning the next morning, so I just couldn't do the review. The first shade is Refinement. It's like a, what's it called? Like a, oh, it's got like a pink ship. It's really pretty. We have Regency Romance. So this one I think has like some sort of, yeah, shimmer. I hate that she does that. Honestly, I really do think that these two palettes are way too similar. I am a sucker for Bridgerton. I'm a sucker for Pat McGrath. That is the only reason I bought this collection. So I thought I would, instead of making a whole review video, just do a little get ready with me. So there's that. That is Diamond's Desire. That's really pretty. That's a Blitz Astral shade for sure. Then we've got Forbidden Amour, which is a deeper kind of pink shade, I guess. Then we've got Daring Dandy, which is the blue. That is so pretty. That's just a shimmer shade though. And then we have Forever Charmed, which is the gold. Ooh, that has like a really pretty reflect. And it's a Blitz Astral shade as well. I like that she included two Blitz Astrals again, but again, very, very similar to this. I actually prefer the blue in this palette. Let's just, so you can see them side by side. Hello. I have not done that yet. Look at how similar, especially the mattes are. It's like eerily similar. I don't like that. I will say I'm glad that the deeper matte in the new palette is not a like shimmer type thing, but look at this, they're so similar. Can you even see that? Okay, I tried to reverse swatch it so you guys can see like how they line up, how the mattes and the new palette are so similar. Okay, this is not going to be a full-on review video, but I just did want to swatch them and kind of like want to show you what I'm talking about. Again, I'm a sucker for Bridgerton. I'm a sucker for Pat McGrath, so I had to pick it up because I know that I would get FOMO if I didn't have this in my life. This one has like a sheen. I hate it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Hopefully the sheen won't come across as intensely. I do like the imprints, very similar imprints. I don't know how she did the imprint on the Blitz Astral shade, honestly. I think that's really cool though. I'm creasing a little bit here. Oh, also this is the best thing I've ever discovered in my whole life. I should have recorded me because this is like a get ready with me putting this on, but I did put it on this morning. It is something to help curl your hair naturally. It's heatless curls. It's like the robe curl thing that's, you know, been popular for a couple of years, but I finally picked one up because I used to just do it with like a sock and that just was not the vibe. It just didn't come out right. What I did for like the wedding, when I like my cousin's wedding, that's why I went to Florida, by the way, is I picked this up and I was able to just curl my hair, and while I was getting ready my hair curled. So it doesn't have to be overnight whatsoever because like I knew I wasn't gonna be able to sleep with this overnight. I sleep in a bun because I just can't, and it comes out really good. So this is the way I've been styling my hair lately, and I love it. I don't really think the sheen is coming across whatsoever, so I'm happy about that. We'll see how it looks later on when I use the Blitz Astral and all that. I think I just figured out how I'm gonna incorporate every single shade in this palette because I kind of want to do that, because that's what I do like when I do reviews. And I know this isn't a review, but like I still haven't used it and I like really want to use it, like all the shades. So I will say that that shade is not very easy to build up. Like it just doesn't build up as much as I would like. We're gonna go in with the deeper shade now, see how that works. So I have a few things to talk to you guys about. Should I start now? I guess I should. I'll start with my trip because it was like really a fun trip. I went to Florida. I went for my cousin's wedding. He got married in Orlando. I'm from Miami. My cousin moved to Orlando a few years ago for his wife, his now wife. And actually it was the first time I ever met her at the rehearsal dinner. It was like a giant family reunion. We were missing, I think, 3 or 4 cousins out of all of my cousins, but it like all of my cousins live everywhere. I have a cousin in North Carolina. I have another one in Georgia. I have one in Jacksonville, one in Tallahassee. The one in Orlando actually just moved to Chicago, so they got married and then they left. So we were like all over the place, and it was just so nice to get together with everybody. Like it hardly ever happens. It was a huge family reunion. I loved it. And I was so excited that my 95-year-old, almost 95-year-old grandmother was able to make it to that. She turns 95 in a couple of weeks, and I'm actually going to Miami again she turns 95 on Mother's Day. So I'm going to be there for Mother's Day and just kind of, I'm actually staying with her in her house. I'll get to that storyline in a little bit. My life is a mess. I really think I should write a book about how crazy my life is, because honestly, it's hella entertaining, but also hella dramatic and hella kind of sad. It's hard to talk about. I'll get into some things in a second. Going in with the gold. I'm just gonna take a setting spray. I was gonna cut my crease, but like, I can't be bothered. So let's see how it picks up. It's just that the Blitz Astrals are so messy. I'm sorry, my brain is everywhere. I just don't want to ruin this cute little bee. It's such a cute little bee. I don't want to ruin the imprint, you know? Okay. Oh yeah, that gets everywhere. Let's just see. I actually really like this color combo, guys. I love this. I actually really love this a lot. So I'm happy about this. I will come back to the lower lash line and the inner corner stuff in a bit. Let's move on to the face and get to talking a little bit more. I'm going to link everything that I'm using down below, by the way, because I don't want to talk about too much. Oh, what time is it? I have a meeting at in like a few minutes, so I'm gonna have to come back and finish this later. We stayed at my sister-in-law's house for the week after. It's a lot of fun when we go there. So we got tattoos last Saturday. I was so excited to get this. Honestly, it was a whim. I've been wanting to get an astrology tattoo, but I wasn't sure like what kind. I kept saying my next tattoo would be a Dreamcatcher Owl situation, and then it just turned into this because I think the Dreamcatcher Owl is gonna take more than one session and also break the bank a little bit. So I'm gonna keep that one for another time. I don't know when. I was so happy with this tattoo. It's so pretty. I don't know if you guys could see. I also changed like a bit of the color. I got inspired by something I saw on Pinterest. Oh my gosh. You know something? Every foundation I've been reviewing lately, I think that they smell bad. They have like a weird smell. Then I realized that they're all smelling the same. What is that? Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. I'm a hot mess. But I think it's the sponge. These are from the AOA. What is it called? Brain fart.
Brain fart.
This is the AOA pop-off sponge. I think the sponge is what smells bad, not the foundation. It's very strange. By the way, I'm using some products from my current Shop My Stash, which hasn't gone up yet. It should have been up a long time ago. I'm getting real crazy about like not uploading things that I film. Like I have a backlog of videos that I need to edit, and I just haven't had the time. So this is like all stuff from my Shop My Stash, which you'll see that video soon, hopefully, if I get the energy to freaking edit it. But anyway, as I was saying, we went to get tattoos, and it was my sister-in-law, my hubby, and we decided to all go. They were getting matching tattoos, which, by the way, so cool. I will put a picture up. Story time. Their tattoos were a little complicated to do, so it took hours. We hadn't eaten breakfast when we left the house, so we were like, we gotta eat breakfast, because usually like when we get tattoos, you know, like if you've ever gotten a tattoo, you know, like your blood sugar. My sister-in-law went first, and we went to, my hubby and I went to Starbucks that was like across the street to grab some. Am I using cream products? Okay, good. No. My bad. And that was 10 in the morning. We had not eaten except for that. So by the time it was my turn, which I went third, it was an interesting story. But before that, let's rewind a little bit.
Ah yes, let's rewind a bit.
My hubby was second. It was around maybe 1 o'clock when he went. and he passed out. He has gotten a bunch of tattoos. He knows the drill. His first tattoo ever, though, he did pass out as well, but it was a big tattoo. So we just like, we chalked it up to, it's a really big tattoo. It was hitting some like fatty parts over here in your arm that, like, you know, are hard to deal with and maybe like a little painful, and he passed out. I was not with him. We were actually not together. And in that, when he got that tattoo, we had broken up for a little bit. If you didn't know, my hubby and I have been together since we were 15 years old. We broke up a lot, and we you know, it was lessons learned. We came back to each other, we found our way, and we got married. But as I was saying, he did pass out with that tattoo. When he passed out, I was like, huh? It was a scary experience. So he was getting tattooed or whatever, and then the tattoo artist looks at him and he's like, hey, he's passing out. I was like, what? So I stood up and I ran to him because I was sitting like on the other side of a wall. We were able to like go in with him and be there with him, but I didn't want to like distract the tattoo artist so he could get done faster, so we could get out of there. Honestly, like, we were there the whole day. So I just stayed kind of like in the waiting area, even though I was able to see him. We were able to talk to each other, even like it wasn't far, but I ran over there and I was like, what's happening? And I look at him and he was snoring. He was snoring. I was like, what's happening? Like, I didn't know that when you pass out you snore. I was not smiling. I was actually concerned. I was like, what's happening? And so my sister-in-law, she ran after me because she saw my reaction and she was like, okay, I gotta help her. She like snapped him out of it. She like grabbed his face and was like, brother, brother, and started like slapping him, but he wasn't waking up, so she did it really hard. It was so, looking back on it, it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. What? I didn't realize that you snore like when you pass out. Like, it was not a thought in my mind for some reason. I'm gonna go in with this blue shade on the lower lash line because I really want to incorporate, like I said, every shade in the palette. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, I'm not sure that this is gonna go very well. So then it was my turn to get my tattoo. I guess I still had like in my head what he went through and like how he felt, and I had to vomit. I had like vomited, or I dry heaved because I didn't have anything in my stomach twice. That's my reaction to pain. Like, I once had this pilonidal cyst, which if you don't know what that is, I wouldn't Google it. Just trust me, it's in a place you don't want it to be. And it's like a cyst that they have to pop. So I went to a dermatologist and they popped it, and that was my reaction. Like, instead of fainting, like I got cold sweats and I felt sick to my stomach and I vomited. So like, that's like my reaction. So that's what I did. I did not enjoy that. I had to get up in case I actually was gonna vomit and go to the bathroom because I didn't want to do that, because I'm a person that if I see someone vomiting, I don't even like saying the word vomit. I don't even like hearing the word vomit. Like, I just can't. So if I saw that, like, I know that I would freak out and probably vomit myself. So like, I'm considerate in that way, and I have to run to the bathroom and do it there because I don't want somebody else to vomit too. So that happened twice, and honestly it wasn't like the pain, I don't think, because it really wasn't painful, although this was the most painful tattoo because it's in an area I've never gotten before. I have 2 tattoos here, I have 2 on my back. Those weren't as bad, like, at all. I don't know what was going on. We also went to a new tattoo artist. I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade in the inner part of my lower lash line. There you go. So yeah, that was my story, but I do think I need to get it touched up. It is a watercolor tattoo, so it's like it's fading in parts like it's supposed to, but I still want to kind of get it touched up. I'm also taking this shade in the inner corner. I used every shade. I'm a genius, okay? I'm a genius! We're going back to Florida separately this time. So he's actually going down to Georgia and then staying with his sister for a little bit. And I'm going to Miami because, well, I actually had this trip planned out while he was in training because I wanted to go see my grandma and my mom anyway, even though I just saw them. Like, it was just the perfect opportunity since he wasn't going to be here. So let's move on to the blush palette real quick before I get back to my stories. I do think that this is a ridiculously bulky package, but I think this is, again, a display piece, like something you would display on your vanity. Okay, so this is the highlighter. I probably won't like this as much as her like normal highlighter formula. It doesn't seem like as bam in your face. It's actually like a nice shade, though. It's like a champagne. These are the blushes. Let's see. They are definitely a baked formula. Ooh, they're more intense than I thought they would be. Yay, cool. So that's that. They're really pigmented. I like that. I think I'm gonna take the more pinky shade, just kind of incorporate a bunch of pink. Ooh, that's really intensely pink. Ooh, that's pretty. I am going to Miami next week and I'm really excited, but I won't be staying at my mom's house, at my childhood home, because there was a fire last Sunday. There was a fire at my mom's house and it was an electrical fire. It happened in my brother's room. Let me just spray some setting spray and I'm gonna go in with some highlighter. Let's see what this highlighter is all about. Anyway, so my mom decided to move in with my grandma and sell the house. Well, not sell it. There's we don't know what we're gonna do with it because I'm not even sure it's sellable at this point. Technically the house belongs to me, my brothers, and my mom, but because my brother doesn't want to sell it, I don't know if we're gonna be able to. I think that's a stupid move on his part because he can't really afford to maintain it himself. It's a very big house. It's just gonna be so weird to stay in Miami but not in my childhood house. Like, I've literally never stayed anywhere else in Miami. I mean, yeah, I stayed at my grandma's house as a kid, but it's not really the same, you know? So it's just weird. My mom just really needs my help though, kind of emptying out the house. She really just doesn't want to be there anymore. She's gonna let my brother deal with everything else. I also have this lipstick, by the way. This is in the SATINALLURE Nude Romantique. This is the packaging. I actually did use this on the day of the wedding. I usually like to line my lips, but I don't have a liner that really matches this. But just so you guys see the swatch, it is a perfect nude and it has like a nice like sheen. It's almost like a rayon gloss. I love it. I've talked about this before on my channel like a long time ago, but I mean, I've gotten a ton of new subscribers since I probably have discussed this. I have two brothers. The second brother, he's still older than me. The second brother is schizophrenic. He's been in and out of like hospitals his whole life, his whole adult life since he was diagnosed. I forgot about this. I have to try this too. This is like the body glow or whatever, the body shimmer. It comes with a little puff. It's so cute. COVID happened and he was actually arrested for something. He gets arrested quite often. He's in jail, hospitals, because they realize he's schizophrenic and he can't really help his actions. Last we saw, he was in jail, and then all of a sudden we saw he wasn't in jail, and we were like, okay, where'd he go? They usually like release him and let us know where he's going. Like, he has a social worker. This seems a little dark. There came a point where we hadn't heard from him. We didn't hear from him for like a year. We thought the worst, honestly. We called hospital after hospital, jail. We looked in the inmate search, and he was there for a while, and then he wasn't, obviously. This is really pretty. It's a very subtle glow. It doesn't have like super huge particles of glitter. We literally like thought the worst and we didn't hear from him, but I tried not to think about it because otherwise I would cry. Like, honestly, it was really hard. Finally, he called like a month ago. He called my mom. He called my mom's office number, and we're thinking that that's the only number he remembered for some reason. Like, he had by memory. He was in a hospital like nearby. My aunt has tried to call the hospital that he called from, and they won't give us any information. That's usually what happened when we called, like, to find out where he was. They wouldn't give us information because it's confidential and because he's an adult. At least we know where he is. Just a little disappointed in the social work system in Florida. I'm not really sure why his social worker didn't let us know where he was, because they know he's mentally ill and his family looks after him even though he is an adult. Like, we needed to know where he was, you know? So this is the final look. Okay, so I have to say that the Bridgerton palette is definitely not worth it if you have the first one, because the colors are just way too similar. I have got to go hop on this meeting now. I did want to talk a little bit about my business and how it's taking off, and I'm so happy. I did start this business like a couple years ago. I've been a freelancer for 3 years now, but I really was focusing on like YouTube and Instagram for a lot of that time, but I did have another business, and finally this year it's taking off because I'm devoting a lot more time because I really want to make more money, and it's taking off and I'm so happy. But I'll talk a little bit more about that maybe like in another video. I don't really open up a whole lot on my channel, I realize that, but it's hard for me to talk about certain things, especially when it comes to my family, because I'm very private. I don't know. And I just felt the need to like, I just feel like people enjoy creators that are just like a lot more transparent, a lot more open about their struggles. So I did want to mention that, like, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with when it comes to like my family issues, but things are getting better, so it's okay. And yeah, okay, I really hope you enjoyed this. Get ready with me. Again, the Bridgerton palette, like, I like the eye look I created, but it's nothing like absolutely special. I do like the cheek palette. I'll have to play with it a little bit more. I also think it's really bulky packaging, and the body shimmer, honestly, I could do without. Like, it's okay. I know I'm gonna use it in the summer. I'll get my use out of all these products, but yeah. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. What I was saying was that, what was I saying? Anyway, if you're new here, okay, shut up, dogs.